Modular fencing has gone up in front of a row of houses along the waterfront in the Pandosy village area. It might not look very good, but for people who have been fighting to see a waterfront park go in here for more than 30 years, it's a beautiful thing.
Well, the records show it was 1989 was when the first home was purchased by the city to one day build another great park. It must have just gotten forgotten, because I even mentioned to the mayor of the time that he had no recollection. So I said, oh, well, these were rumors that neighbors were saying that had been here. And I said, oh. Anyway, we found some documentation. So they said, oh my gosh. So that really changed everything.
So along the way, there were plans that came forward with some support from the city to do things like a hotel, condos?
Yeah, the hotel concept was around 2003, I think, okay? And it was just an announcement in the paper. They were floating the idea a mini grand hotel might be here. So the neighbors at the time got together and protested that, and that went away. And so it was 2011, something came back, and they were going to put some, they wanted to build condominiums here.
If we wouldn't have kept on going with this, we probably wouldn't have it right now. The fact is that after this was all set aside as being park instead of being some other building structure, that the city was more after selling off a piece of this park to fund the building of it.
So there seemed to be a real will on the part of the city in around 2014 to move ahead with something. They had people breaking into these things called charrettes that we had never heard of before, where they go into individual groups and put forward their ideas. They seemed serious at that time.
Yeah, we had, in 2013, a group of us had commissioned an architect to build. We spent $900 to have him do this drawing of our vision of what this should be instead of condos. And that was where we had a rally, and then we finally got council to agree to doing a charrette, which is what you're talking about, where a number of residents came together and they came up with some different ideas for this.
So it was all sounding good then, but then that was, I mean, what is it now? That's
yeah. Well, then they finally did change the zoning to park. So that was our hurrah. We finally locked the land in, but then they said it was going to be until something like 2027 before they were actually going to do anything.
Were they saying 2027?
2027.
But the fact is, they've got the money and they're now moving ahead.
Yes.
After all the decades. How does it feel?
It feels pretty surreal. It's wonderful.
I think it was Charlie Hodge who said, finally, when they actually passed it, finally the squeaky wheel got this attention. So yeah. That's what happened when they finally voted it through, which was great.
So it's going to be done, I guess, in 2 phases over 2 years, this part. But the houses are coming down over the next 60 days. So, cool.
Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Thanks, Michael Neill.
Okay, thank you.